Check this out, people. She's a bloody beauty. It's a 11th month. I had to think about that then. It's early here. You'll probably get this in the afternoon, but it's nice and early. It's an 11th month, 1981 HJ47. Now, don't let the front bib throw you off. It's got the old school round bib on it. Those that know, by 81, we have a different front end, different bib. This one has got a fiberglass one. The word Landcruiser embossed on the bezel. That's fiberglass too. It's not one of the very rare 1963, early 64, 62 bibs. Fiberglass. I mentioned fiberglass. The bonnet is fiberglass. The guards, the front end and the roof are all fiberglass. This one is 11th month 81 and started life as a white HJ47. And over the years, like a lot of them, they rust. They lose their paint job and they need a love. So when this one got its love, they've chosen green and it's come up nice. Now Paul owns this one. Paul's owned it for about 5 years and absolutely loves the thing. It's in Mr. Landcruiser for various reasons. The two main reasons, this will come as no surprise to you 2H owners, that it's in here for a turbo and a 5-speed. And bloody hell, that makes a difference. It's got a lot of other fruit on it, but we'll start with the outside of the vehicle. Is, as I've mentioned, this fiberglass panellings to save the day. I'd say the original stuff rotted too much just in its resto. So I've seen the photos of the resto where they've taken it back to bare metal. I'd say there's a bit of rot in there. And these were easily accessible back then. They still are. Mr. Landcruiser has the choice of fiberglass or steel panels. Depends the application. We tend to sell both here at Mr. Landcruiser. Up the front, we've got a very old bull bar housing. This bull bar is housing a PTO winch, which is really cool. You're seeing less and less functional ones of those these days. Well, that's got one, and then it also houses UHF aerial. And don't be afraid of the dark. It's got the light bar and the spotties as well. Very nice. Behind me. Now this one, it's got the whistle and soot, but it already had the snorkel, so it's got the safari snorkel on the far side. And behind me is an alloy tray that it's very basic inside, but it's got the canopy all set up for touring. There's some work lights inside and a bit of board up at the headboard there, but it's a real plain setup, so no doubt Paul packs this when he leaves to go camping or whatever and decks it out then, so otherwise she's pretty empty. That's the exterior of this car. It is sitting on, when Paul bought it, it was raised too high. He reckons 6-inch lift. It was just ridiculous. So he's actually lowered it to something decent. So it's got quite a nice stance. It's got the 2-inch now with decent sized tyres, but he's also put the rating of the 350 kilo suspension in the back now. Different brands have 350, 500. He's put that in there, so when he's touring, he can really load it up and it sits well. He is really happy with that. It's come up just how he wants it and ready for touring. Now we'll won't muck around. Let's go straight under the bonnet, have a look at the turbo setup. Now look under here. If Mr. Landcruiser hadn't come along, it would have looked pretty stock standard actually. Still got the old booster set up. Everything's in place. The radiator shroud's still there. A lot of them are missing that. So she's definitely a 47. What somebody has put in this before Mr. Landcruiser came along is power steer. I know that, I've driven it. You can see the reservoir right there, but I've driven this one. It is 60 series power steer. So somebody's gone to the trouble and set the power steer up. So now this one's got, look at that beautiful airbox. I'll tell you something about them in a minute. Turbo, power steer, disc brakes, 5-speed. This thing's really happening. Look at this. This is the whistle and soot airbox. Now when you get a turbo on your 2H, your airbox doesn't fit anymore, so whistle and soot have a great answer to that. They've also allowed enough room. We can run aircon there in the future with this airbox, so all the R&D's done when it comes to these airboxes. These airboxes come in standard, so you could set it up how a Toyota had it, or you could go safari snorkel, or you can go the bigger intake, which is my preference, the whistle and soot snorkel, which is a 5-inch intake, 4-inch tube into the box, so lots of air for that turbo. What I do like about these ones that we offer is there's no tools. A lot of guys make some really cool ones at home, really cool ones, but they don't put catches on them. They make sure that you've got to pull out your tools or your Allen keys just to get the bloody lid off. It's simple. You undo the air filter, you just unscrew it here. But something else that Whistle and Soot's done, they've put it on a tilt as well, so that air filter just tilts out. I know in the early days it was a little bit difficult to get out. They've really done the R&D on this, so such a good setup. Goes with the rest of their kit. Really, really nice. Underneath, that's it. There's a lot of wiring on this one. At this stage, we didn't consolidate anything. We haven't touched it. It's not in here for that. Yeah, we'd like to get our hands on that and tidy up that wiring, but it's all working good for now. It's not in here for that. Things are running smooth. This is the 2H with the 5-speed behind it. Inside, I really, really enjoy driving this. I really enjoy this vehicle. I'll go through why. I'm a big fan of the normal steering wheel, but I must admit, the little steering wheel when you've got power steer gives big gutted guys like myself a little bit extra room, and so that's made it really comfy. And talking about extra room, look at the seats, look at the custom upholstery. Let's go straight to it. He's done the door cards, and the seats have all themed in really nice, and they look $1 million with that trim. It really sets it off. We'll go down to the floor. Has got your TrueFit. Now, I'm not here to bag different brands, but I'll say straight, this is an opinion. Noble's a better product. TrueFit are okay. I don't mean to offend them, but the snug fit of Noble, and they don't have just the trim at the end of them where they seam them up with some material. But honestly, for the price you pay, it is more affordable, and it does do the job perfectly, so it catches all your dirt or whatever. Underneath the TrueFit, we have sound deadener. Sound deadener is pretty important for heat and of course sound, but in a 40 series more so your heat, the firewall and floor. Those that own them already know this one. The firewall and floor, especially in Queensland, get piping hot. The dash has got, now we've put, now that we've done the turbo, we've added one gauge. We've added the Pyro boost gauge, and we've added that in the one SAS gauge. So instead of adding a gauge for each one, it's a dual gauge. Paul's already got water temp and I believe oil pressure. He's got switches on the, I'm going to poke my head in and have a look. I don't even actually know. Rear locker, front locker, there you go. This is, I knew it had an ARB compressor. It's also double lock, this bad boy. We've got some switches here, compressor and front and rear locker. That's nicely utilising where an ashtray used to be. UHF is down there as well. And working our way up, I absolutely love this console. Now, I don't know the brand of it, but it looks a lot. And I know the LCS 4x4 one's similar to this, so if you want that look, I'd be purchasing an LCS 4x4 and then having it wrapped, because this is bloody lovely, and that's on the theme of their console. It's got a little reverse camera or maps, some switches, some lights, a gauge, and a ton of shelving, just shelving space for either side. That really looks stylish to go with the black roof, the dark interior, the trims. It looks really nice. I'm just going to pop the seat forward and we'll have a look what's going on behind the seats. It's still getting busy as well back there. So there you go. Check this out. This is such a neat custom way, not only to use the space, but just to tidy up an agricultural look. This looks absolutely fantastic. I really wish these were on the shelves. We have a closer look. These are toolboxes, and you've got space for storage. One appears to be a speaker. We'll have a look. And then we've also got power back here. So that's a really, really awesome way to utilize space and with style. It's myself, I've got all my dual batteries back there, but I haven't seen it done this neatly and hidden everything. So, ooh, that'd be one to put on the shelf, won't it? So that's pretty much it. That is really impressive. This thing has got some, between the console and behind the seats, are really impressive. I did mention lockers and the compressor. I know it's got the compressor, but it's also got, at the passenger footwell, is inside here is where the air is, so you can hook up your hose and pump up your tyres with a short lead, so they've really thought about that too. So it's a permanent compressor, so not just lockers, but now we're pumping up our tyres on the side of the road with an easy accessible a port. They've really thought of it all and really done a nice job of the interior. Okay, something else with this one. Look at those scrub rails. They are very solid. They're I shouldn't call them scrub rails, more of a step. The step, super solid, excellent idea. Now, when we fit a turbo, we say we've got a questionnaire. You want to purchase a turbo off Mr. Landcruiser, or you want us to fit it. One of the questionnaire is the body lifted? Is there a dual fuel tank, a water tank? What's going on underneath that might restrict our work? The PDO system. This one, no steps. There's the steps in themselves don't allow for a whistle and soot 3.5-inch exhaust system. They're designed specifically for 47 in its natural state. When we modify them, things don't bolt up anymore. So we've done the whistle and soot. With this one, we've gone down to Barney's exhaust. Big shout out to Barney. And then he's put the cab dump right through the passenger side of the cab. We've dumped it out there. I believe it's 3.5, no res. Just let that 2H have its nice little note. Now, this is Paul's car. Paul's coming today to pick this up. It's been here for a while. Again, we've done 5-speed turbo, and he's had some gremlins that needed sorting out while it's here. We've done that as well. It's time to say goodbye. It's been such a pleasure having this one here. This one's an 11th month 1981 HJ47.